Well, I hate to say it, but after 13 years, you've had a good run. It's time to say goodbye to this guy. I'm not sure when I got you. I think I got this somewhere between 2008, 2012, somewhere in there. This is one of the first. They've had a couple of these now since then. I think the first one came out in 2004. But this guy has been unbelievable. It's seen a lot of changes in here. This is the Big Knob Monitor Select, so you can plug 3 speakers in here. Here's the big knob for volume, and 2 sets of headphones. You got a mono, you got a mute, and you got a dim. It's just got all kinds of good stuff. You know, and I'm sure with the proper cleaning, this thing is probably perfect. It never left the studio. It just sits. It started getting a little crackly, and it would take sometimes another couple loud jolts of music, and then it would, from the left side, it would go on to the right side, or vice versa. There was always something, and it was time. It was time. Okay, so I don't want him to see this. Those of you who know what this is, knows what this means. Here we go. Look at that bad boy. I hope you guys could see it right here. So here's speaker 1, 2, 3, volume. You could feel the indentations, is that what they call? Or something like that, I don't know what it is. Man, dim, mono, mute. So we can adjust the height here. Let's see. There we go. Let's see this stuff. So right here is where the remote cable goes to the other part, and I'll show you that. Wow. Okay. So this is GraceDesign, the M905. It's a reference monitor controller. There we go. So it's got 3 pairs of speakers right here, and then the mixer comes in here, and here's where the remote goes to this guy. And wow. Let's hook this guy up. Now, here we go, right here. GraceDesign. Just got it this morning, or this afternoon, I should say. And it's unbelievable. This thing has, you could see it's got a SPL, so it tells you how loud things are. Next, it's got a built-in small mic back here, and it's reading the room right now. It does this basically the same thing. We got three speakers. So right here is speaker 1, big guys. Speaker 2, NS10s, you can see up here. And my Oratones. So you got Oratones, NS10s, main speakers. And again, we have a mute button. We have a dim button. The other one, I think the other one had a dim button as well, where it just turns it almost off, but you could still hear it. And then a mono. The other one also had a mono button. And what's cool, I like this, you could feel in between each little turn, and it cuts or boosts in increments of half digits. And it's got a talkback, but that's not something I'm using. I have a talkback already situated. It's got a headphone back here, and then it's got one cable, so it can it talks to this guy. It's a 25-foot cable, and it goes all the way down here and plugs into that rack. This is a 2-space rack, and everything plugs into the back there. It's got an extra headphone right there. Something really interesting about this is it comes with the cable, but if you want the headphone to work out of this unit, then you have to buy a special cable. Otherwise, you have to use the headphone that plugs into there. And so here we are. That's it. I have, this is really interesting. So I had turned the music on, was going through like Spotify, all social platforms and listening to music. And I was really surprised. It's a little brighter than I'm used to, which means that guy over there was darker. The sound was probably a little darker. And that's the problem. If you are sitting here and you're listening to your mix and it sounds dark, you're going to mix brighter. You need something that's super clean, super transparent, so you hear your mix properly. And I'm going to have to retune the room with, I'm using Arc 4, so let's pop this open. So this is Arc 4. You can see it up here. I'm going to, this is the curve for my room, a lot of bass over here. I've tried, it would cost an enormous amount of money for me to get that out of there. Even though we have the bass traps in those corners, that is where it's building up. I know for a fact that's where it's building up. Who knows, maybe we'll explore that at some point. But right now, we're gonna have to retune the room so we get a proper reading. So I'm going to head out and start tuning the room. Thanks again. Anyways, this is GraceDesign, the M905. M as in Mary, 905. Really cool. I'm just so happy to have it. Now, here's a great story. Here's a great story. If you don't want to hear a story, you can check out now. Here's the box that came in today. But you go, wait a minute, Lorenz, what's in that box? Here we go. That box was delivered a week ago, which was supposed to be this. When I opened that one up, it was a black cover, not a silver cover. This is the silver cover over here. Silver cover, the other one was a black cover. I called my guy at, actually I sent him an email, but it was Easter weekend. So I figured I'd wait. He got back to me that Monday and said that they had opened boxes on their end and the silver plated ones in the box were all black plated. Somebody had mixed up the boxes. So this one was overnighted to me once they opened up the box and made sure it had a silver plate on it. So I've got to go mail that one back today. Once I got that text back from David and understood, what was going on, I had sent him my own text and I go, wow, I stumbled onto a whole underground syndicate. Thanks for the legwork. Can't wait to hook that up. And he responded with,
your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to uncover a secret underground world full of wrong color gear and mislabeled boxes. As always, should you or any member of your IM force be caught, David from Sweetwater will disavow all knowledge of your actions. This message will self-destruct in 5 seconds.
David is very cool. I've been dealing with him for more than several years. And Sweetwater is just the way to go. You start getting stuff like this, you're not going to find these at too many places. You really aren't. You really aren't. Okay, so that's it. I'm going to retune the room, and pick up where I left off. So yesterday, installed this bad boy in GraceDesign, and I got to tell you, very cool stuff. One thing I got into, I don't know if I mentioned it yesterday, and I'll have to check the video, but with setting these guys up over here, you're able to put volumes between all three speakers so that they not only they match, but even left or right. I didn't have a problem with the left or right, but it was kind of nice when you're scrolling through your speakers to be able to have them at relatively the same volume, so that when you're checking the mix, you know, you're going through my Oratones, my NS10s, and then my big guy speakers. This is just super cool. Love it. You could even do the same thing with your headphones. When you start up, it has a specific volume that it'll start at. I'm going to do the same thing for my main. So when you press this button, it goes back and forth. I don't know if you could see the color change. So right now it's speakers. I hit it again, and it switches over here to the headphones. But man, what a great addition to the studio after the last year and a half or so of just getting, you know, a lot of things in place and being able to specifically check things out. And that's all I'm gonna do for today. I think this video is good to go. I've done a lot of good around here. Done a lot of good. Had a lot of good people help me out with a lot of things, and this has just been, you know, just documenting the journey. I'm fortunate to be able to do it. No catastrophe here. But we have to say it, one catastrophe at a time.